This was one of the worst weeks in history in crypto. But if you managed to survive it and you are still here, congratulations, because you were early to what I think is one of the best opportunities that we will see in crypto. So I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at and what 5 projects I'm buying that I think are gonna be some of the biggest projects of this cycle. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. My name's Matt, this is Idiot Genius, and I'm helping you navigate the crypto markets this bull run. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at MattStefanina for even quicker information. All right, let's get into it. All right, let's just call it what it is. This week sucked for crypto. We had one of the worst weekends we've had in history as far as liquidation and just overall market cap getting depleted. But there is a silver lining, because with each of these dips, we have some of the biggest opportunities you will ever have if you have the balls to put in buys during these kind of times, right? And the thing is, people have been texting me all week, Matt, like, what do I do? My coins are down. I was up so much. This is how crypto is. There's a reason that it's so volatile, and the reason it's so volatile is because you have the opportunity to make life-changing gains. Yes, your Apple stock, your Tesla stock is never going to go down 70% in one weekend, but it's also not going to go up 3x in a weekend, right? And so we're accepting the fact that we are taking on risk when we go into crypto. And part of taking on that risk is knowing when to take these chances. And I personally think right now the market is oversold. I think people have overreacted to things that really don't need to affect crypto in this type of way, right? Tariffs, the president launching meme coins, China potentially making cheaper AI. Like, these are all things that are relevant in the world. But the fact that they're affecting crypto prices in this way tells me that this is being manipulated, right? And what happens is when some news comes out that people could be a little fearful about, like for instance, China making cheaper AI, what the people that are holding large bags in crypto do is they start to sell off around that news, which creates more panic and more selling, and people say, oh, it's related to the China AI, and so all AI coins are gonna go down, and so more people sell. And then the people that started all those sells, that have the initial bags that got out, they wait until everyone gets fearful, dumps, and then they buy back in, and the price bounces and recovers, and we go, oh, it was just a quick bounce, right? But that's not what it is. It's market manipulation. It's people at the top taking their profits and reinvesting back in at lows. That's what's happening here. And you have 2 ways of playing this. The first way is the easiest. It's just don't touch your bags. If you have things you believe in, then go take a walk, take a vacation, turn your notifications off, and come back next week and see how the markets are doing, right? Don't overanalyze it, because the worst thing you can do is panic sell on the way down, realize, oh wait, that was actually a really good project that I still believe in, and then you have to buy back in higher, and you just lose on both sides, right? The second option is when you see these dips, you find the good projects, the ones you really believe in, and you buy the blood. You buy on the red days when it seems like nothing is going right and nothing can turn around. That is usually the best time to buy. Now, this is risky because you can catch something that you think is bottomed out and it can be going a lot lower. So just as in all my videos, none of this is financial advice. This is extremely risky, and I'm not a financial advisor, but my biggest gains have always come from buying red days, buying on days when things were down in the projects that I believe in most. And that's why when I talk about meme trading on this channel, I'm always talking about in and out. I'm never holding these meme coins, especially Solana memes. It's just not worth it. And you see why here, because there's no real utility. There's nothing for these coins to actually stand on. So when the market turns red, they suffer the most. And you see almost every big meme that all the meme Twitter people were talking about is down 70, 80, 90% just in the past month, and some of them in the past 2 days. So in this video, we're gonna go through the 5 coins that I'm adding to right now in these dips that I think are gonna perform extremely well. And I personally think this is a gift. This is an opportunity to get in at prices that we saw months, even a year ago for some of these coins, and we never thought we'd see again. So if you do believe in these projects, now is a great time to take those bets. So jumping over to CoinMarketCap, we see a nice bounce on some of these tokens. AI in particular has bounced extremely well, which is mostly what I'm getting into today. We can see overall in the 7-day, pretty much everything is still down 7 days, right? But 24 hours, we had a good recovery yesterday. Now we're kind of leveled back off. And we can see also on crypto bubbles, slightly leaning towards the green, but overall today is sort of a wash. Meme coins still suffering, but the good projects here, Hype has showed amazing strength, Virtual, Tau, Ondo, like these are all doing really well. Jupe, a lot of dexes, a lot of the picks and shovels, which we're going to talk about here in a second, have been outperforming. And the first one we're going to get into actually is Tau, Bittensor. And remember I said you got an opportunity to get coins at prices you haven't seen in months. The last time that Bittensor was in the 300s was all the way back in September. So about 4 or 5 months ago. And honestly, once we hit this run here and it passed 400 into the 5 and 600s, I didn't know if we were going to come back to the 300s in this run. I thought, I had a small bag of Tau, but not as much as I wanted. And I really felt like I just missed that opportunity and I was just going to ride with what I had. But, we're getting one more opportunity here. And this touched down to around the mid 300s. It's bouncing nicely. I think even down to the low 300s. Yeah, it's bouncing nicely. And Bittensor is a perfect example of picks and shovels in AI. These are the type of projects I'm really looking to right now, because when you invest in an AI agent, you are relying purely on that one thing to do well. And it either does or it doesn't. It feels a lot riskier, right? But if something is providing value in a sector like AI, you're not just relying on this either hits or it doesn't. So I really like Tau at these levels. And one of the things we learned in the stock market last year is that the AI narrative is heating up more than ever. We saw Nvidia outperform pretty much every asset in the world last year. It became the third largest company, nearly $3 trillion in market cap. And it is the exact epitome of picks and shovels in the AI space, right? Providing processing power, providing GPUs. And so what I'm really looking for is the crypto equivalent in the AI space. I love AI agents and all these other, one-off projects that do cool things, or their chatbots or the whatever, but those are risky. They're really, really risky. And so what I'm looking for is projects like Tau that are a little safer, that actually have a utility, that are the picks and shovels in the space. So I personally am picking up more Tau at this level. Now, another thing you'll notice about these dips is, like, for someone who's coming in new, especially if you're coming from the stock market, this looks pretty insane, right? You have this up and down and up and down and super volatile, which it is. But if we go back to the last bull run and we look at something like Chainlink that had an absolutely explosive run, this was one of my best coins last bull run, you'll see all of these dips. Like this here is probably a 40%, 50% dip, right? And then we come up here, boom, this spike. And then this is another 40% dip here, 50% dip, right? So along the way to this massive spike up, which ended up being a 10x from down here, you had to eat these 30, 40, 50% dips. And it's never easy. It doesn't matter what the circumstances, doesn't matter how bullish the market is. When things go down 40%, you're going to feel some fear. You're going to feel some uncertainty. You're going to think to yourself, am I right? Like, I know that I'm right. I know that this market is bullish, but like, am I really sure, right? So what you have to do is not feed into that fear. You have to acknowledge it. You have to go back to your original thesis of why you think the token is going to perform well. And you have to remove emotion. You have to remove the fear. You have to remove the attachment to like, I love this project because XYZ. No. Does your original thesis for why the project is good and it's going to go up still stand? And if it does, you eat the 40% dip and you keep the conviction, and that's how you get to the big gains. So going on to the next one, DSYNC is another one that is picks and shovels, meaning there's utility in the AI space. It's combining decentralization with GPU processing power. And look, this has been around since March, at least on CoinMarketCap. Project's been around for more than that, but we're looking at almost a year. The team has been consistent on Twitter, consistent on delivering updates. They have support from some of the top AI, KOL, influencer creators in the space. So they have a massive following that's just really supportive of their updates. And as much as people will clown on like, oh yeah, like they have influencer support, but at the end of the day, a project that has a solid product with really good marketing and really good advisors is going to outperform most projects in this space that have an exceptional product but no marketing, right? This is a space right now where it sounds really good to talk about all the details and what kind of GPUs are they using and how does their cloud computing work and all these things. At the end of the day, people don't care. They want to know, is this project legit? Like, is it going to rug me? Is there something actually here? And do they have the marketing power to make this token go up? Because we can say we love the tech all we want, and we do love the tech. I'm super fascinated by the tech, but I'm investing into this company to make money. The same way you invest into a stock, you don't invest in the stock companies because you like the company. You like the company and you think it's going to improve. It's going to go up. If you didn't think it was going to go up, you would just like the company. You wouldn't buy the stock, right? Same with crypto. So when people are like, oh yeah, are you really in it for the tech, or you in it for the community? No, like if you're in it for the community, just go in the Discord and hang out. You don't need to buy the token or buy the NFT, right? We're here to make money as well as support great projects. Hopefully those two go together and we can do it at the same time. I believe Desync is one of those, and I'm adding to my bag here. Another one, the next one that I'm really stoked on is Griffin. This is a project on Solana. So if you're not familiar with trading on Solana, you can get a Phantom wallet and trade over there. Now, Griffin is doing some really cool stuff where Griffin can actually help you execute trades. So you can use the AI to say, hey, I want to buy $20 of the top cat meme coin, and it'll go look up what the cat meme coin is. It'll let you know, and they can help you execute the trade, which I think is a really cool function. It's definitely provided really great marketing and some awesome videos on Twitter. Like if we look here, you can see some examples. So you can see here, it's telling you what coins different whales are buying today. And then you could say, okay, I want to buy 0.1 SOL of the number one whale coin, and it'll actually execute that transaction for you. So this is really cool because one of the hardest things when you're getting started in crypto is understanding what chain things are on and how to organize your wallets and your funds. And so AI integration that actually makes that easier for people to buy certain tokens and buy into certain sectors and chains is really bullish. And again, Griffin isn't the only project doing this. There's other projects that are doing this, but I think Griffin has the best branding and marketing, and their videos are some of the best that I've seen as far as showing off this tech. So the word is spreading like wildfire that Griffin is the AI agent engine, and they're going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff. So looking at the chart here, you know, we had a really strong pullback from 0.6 all the way down to 0.1211. Like this is a huge pullback, you know, but again, we saw a big rebound, and that's what you want to look for. Like the red days are going to be tough, but boom, we saw this big rebound, 2x off of that up to 0.24 today. And I think this is a great place to add. Again, we didn't have this level. I mean, Griffin has only been out for a couple months. So this chart, although it looks like this has been going on for a while, this is literally a month and a half. But the last, you know, month or two, this last part was pretty much up only until this correction. So I think this was a good, healthy correction, and I'm still adding to my bags in this 0.2 to 0.25 range. I think we will see a retest of these all-time highs within the coming months. All right, I've got two more. This one is OXO, another AI project, but this one specifically is focused into privacy. And privacy is a huge buzzword, a huge narrative within AI. We all know how intrusive and invasive AI can potentially be into our lives, pretty much being able to read and analyze just insane amounts of data instantly. And so a lot of people are fearful about AI. And again, the tech that OXO is using to conduct privacy, not really too important, because you see these massive spikes. These are based on, this one in particular, this is based on Tornado Cash winning its ruling. Tornado Cash basically helps you take money in crypto and it splits it up a whole bunch of different ways, so it makes it really difficult to track. Now, some people just use that for genuine privacy, but obviously some people used it for malicious activities. So Tornado Cash was under threat of getting shut down. It's no longer, at least for the time being. It won that ruling. So people realized that privacy in crypto was potentially in a more favorable light than we initially thought. And so boom, this massive spike, right? We've since seen a correction, but I think that you're not going to be able to say AI without talking about privacy soon. And OXO is leading the charge. So I'm picking up a small bag here on this dip. I won't say I'm as bullish on this one as say Tau or Desync. So it's a smaller bag, but I do think that at some point this narrative is going to get really hot, and OXO is leading the charge. And the last one we're talking about today is PinLink. This is the combination of AI plus RWA. What is RWA, you ask? It's another great buzzword that people are loving these days. It stands for real world assets. And basically the idea is that you can tokenize real things. So if you think that the price of real estate or gold is going to go up, you can tie that to a token, and the token can follow it. You can trade it and long it and short it, just like you would the real world asset asset, or RWA. And so PinLink has an amazing narrative. It's one of the leaders in that space. And as you can see, it had a massive run up here going into the middle of December. This was just insane. I mean, this, I don't even know. This was like a 15, 20x. I caught it pretty early. I got a pretty good, I'd say 8 to 10x here still, even though I caught it a little later than most. And since then, you know, we've had these sell-offs. This one was healthy. I expected it to do this. It retested here, started to go back up, a strong like sort of stabilization right here around the $2 range. And I think that if we hadn't had all the FUD that we had, this would have continued to go up. The narrative was so good. It had so much support, especially on Twitter, people just loving this project. You know, so we had a little sell-off from 2 down to 1, a 50% correction, which it's crazy to say, oh, it's just a 50% correction. But realistically, when we saw other coins, especially in the meme space, going down 80 to 90%, a 50% correction with some stabilization is pretty bullish. And this is one that I already have a good sized bag of this. I added a little bit on this dip, but you know, if I didn't have as much exposure as I already had, this would be another one that I would be looking for, just because again, like we talked about in the beginning, but it's another thing to say AI plus something else that combines utilities, right? And so just like we had with Griffin and with the ability to chat and make trades, that extra element is so good for marketing and market narrative. And it gives you so much to work with as far as content, promotion, just talking points, things for people to get excited about and hype your project up about. And so all of these projects that I'm looking for have that combination, some element of AI, but also some element of utility. Now, remember when the markets are volatile like this, patience is key. As much as we see these up only spikes and it seems like things are going to continue, these corrections are healthy and they allow us to continue the bull run. They allow us to weed out a lot of the bad projects that were vaporware or were just grifting in the space and rotate that money back to the stronger ones. So try not to overreact during these times. Things will get better. I do believe we are in the beginning to starting to get closer to the middle of what will be a massive bull run over the next year or two. So patience is key. Just don't over leverage. Don't go to zero. Don't take gambles on crazy projects. And even projects like these, only allocate a smaller portion of your portfolio into things like AI, definitely into things like memes, right? Make sure you're holding ETH, Solana. I'm even holding some money still in stocks, right? I have a Airbnb and I own my house in LA, real estate, right? Like I'm not all in on crypto because at the end of the day, we do have Trump in office. He's making some really bold decisions, some of which may end up really good, but there might be some volatility until then, right? So this is a time where while I do believe in crypto and I'm absolutely massively invested into it, I am realistic that I might have to deal with some ups and downs over this next year before we truly get that bull market. But I think it's coming, guys. And if you're watching this, you're early, you're in a great position. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay up on all of the updates. I'm going to keep you guys posted on not just these, but other coins that I'm watching. Things are coming out so fast now. So make sure not only to follow me here, but also on Twitter, Matt Stefanina, and I'll see you on the next video.